3v3 is not a concept we typically associate with Yu-Gi-Oh! If anything, we've seen a 1v3 in the anime. But for the rest of us, we don't have the power of an Aztec dragon on our side, so we have to settle for two teammates instead. Or two deadweights, if you will. Bringing this concept of team matches to reality is what the 3v3 event is about. The Singapore iteration of it took place on the 23rd of November and saw a total of 40 teams taking part, totaling 120 players. Since this type of tournament is quite new, we figured this video might provide you with some helpful or just interesting information. And of course, we wanted to showcase the players themselves. Welcome to the Card Games Dojo YouTube channel, and we hope you have a fun time here. What makes this tournament unique is the concept of a shared ban list. Let's go over that real quick. To illustrate, let's say you want to run a card like Scout Servant, which is unlimited. You want to run 3 copies of it in your deck, but if you do, your teammates cannot run any. The total Scout Servant count amongst the whole team must be no more than 3. And this also applies to cards on the forbidden list like Harpy's Feather Duster and Runic Fountain. Everything else about the tournament works how you would expect a regular event to work. You each play your individual games, and whoever wins the match scores a win for their team. The moment a team wins 2 games in total, that team wins immediately without needing to finish the 3rd match. So with that in mind, let's hear from the players who participated what they thought of the event. Hi, can we get you to introduce yourselves?
We are Team Climax Phase. I'm Douglas. Then this is with me, Ziliang and Guanzi.
Yeah. So what decks do you play today?
Today we went with a more like not so common choice. We went with I went with Madoshe. Ziliang went with Blue Eyes, and then Guanzi went with Evil Twin.
Is there a particular reason you guys chose this deck? Like, is it for team synergy or is it just because you all like the deck?
Okay, generally because we like the deck, but also in the sense that not a lot of people also play against this deck. So other than Blue Eyes, but not a lot of people play against this deck. So we have the advantage in the sense that no one knows where the right place is to stop the combo. So, but we know when to stop the opponent's combo. So that's where the advantage comes for us. That's why we decided to choose with a more not common deck list.
So now that Swiss are over, the 5-round Swiss are over, like what were some of the more interesting decks that you all came across?
I'm not sure about my teammates, I will pass it on to them later. But I've met Red Raptors and I also met Gimme Puppet. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure about the rest.
For me, probably because of the new support for machines, I fought against Cyber Dragon, which is pretty interesting because they come out the continuous spell and just contact fuse your entire board away.
Clockwork Knight, right?
Yeah, the new card is not bad, to be honest.
Well, I majority met with, I guess, mostly meta stuff today, but the most unique one will be Flame Swordsman Azamina, which is very weird, but yeah, I guess somehow they made it work.
So overall, do you all like enjoy this event, and would you all like look forward to having more this kind of team events in the future?
I would say I actually enjoyed the event a lot because it actually shows how team building and like how to synergize certain how to move like some of the hand traps to cater to some of our decks and stuff lah. So I think it's a very fun event to be in. It's also my first 3v3, so I think it's a very fun event to be in. I'm quite looking forward to another 3v3, I would say. Yeah.
This is also my first 3v3. During the deck building phase, it was honestly pretty interesting. Between like there are hand traps that generically everybody can technically use, but when you look at it closely, there are some people with more optimal usage for them. Let's say, for example, Drew. Like for Blue Eyes, it generally dies to Drew, but I still play it because it's a good hand trap. But as for Madoshe, they don't die to Drew, so it's an even better matchup for them. So end up the Drew went to him instead. Yeah, just like some of the small little details that we, after thinking through the deck building, that actually came up.
Another point that I would like to say is that doing this 3v3 with shared ban list really made it have a different play style than normal tournaments, where I would say that there's a lot of different strategy on how you're going to approach this, whether is like, oh, how we're gonna split generic staple cards, or what deck are we going to bring. But it's also stuff like we know that the opponent might not have the full power, and how do we take advantage of that? How do we take advantage of their weak points and try to identify them? Stuff like that. And because of that, we were able to somehow play some more niche cards from the past where it's normally unused in a normal competitive setting. Yeah, and I think that's quite interesting.
Such as?
Let's see. Breakthrough skill. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, that's a blast from the past, right? Before Infinite Impermanence was a card. And because since we can't have more than 3, so I went to use Breakthrough skill in my deck, which, I mean, it's harder to use for sure, because you can only use it while going first most of the time. But the reward you get is that you get more uses out of it. So it's way harder for your opponent to break through what you have when you have it set up, and yeah, stuff like that.
Hi, can you tell us your team name?
DTRT.
DTRT. What's the meaning behind that?
Initially, it was the short form for the archetype of deck that we are using, namely Dino Tempai, Rizal, and Trickstar.
So, have any of you all taken part in a 3v3 team event before?
I said just now. Yes. 2017-ish, I think.
So, the other two?
Yeah, no, I haven't actually taken part in a live 3v3 before, but I have taken... So I used to play Tag Force on the PSP. Really like Jesse, but you know, it's neither here nor there. This is my first live 3v3 experience, so well, I mean, it's not over yet, is it? Not over yet. It's not over yet. It's not over till it's over.
You're not sure what round it is?
No, I'm sure what round it is. I'm just not sure where. Going for the next one. It's not over till it's over.
So what's your score so far?
Our score so far was 2-2. Yeah.
So there's still a chance for making top card, right?
Still a chance, I guess, but not very high, unless our round 1 opponent keep carrying us.
So then, for this 3v3 event, is there something you are looking forward to in particular?
I'm looking forward for this event to be over.
Why are you here?
Well, I was looking forward to causing a lot of pain. I did play against 2 Exodia players, but you know, breaks happen quite often. So yeah, looking forward to trying to unbreak myself next time.
Why do so many people want to cause suffering around here with their decks? And you, sir?
For my case, I actually wanted to see how far my deck without hand trap can carry me to. So far, I say I'm actually quite happy with the performance as of now. Yeah.
So, what were some considerations you guys had when forming this team and choosing your decks?
Finding people who make a team.
Yeah, I think it's the last one, right? I was like, y'all had teams already, and I was like the last one who was unasked, and I don't look in the chat very often. So yeah, here I am with a not meta, sometimes rogue deck.
For me, is because I just come here to enjoy myself. So to me, result-wise, doesn't really matter how far, whether or not I can win anything from this event. It's more like catching up with friends, testing decks. Yeah.
Hi, can you tell us what your team name is?
Okay. Our team name is BXYZ. Is our name first letter lah?
Oh, okay.
BXYZ. Yeah.
So what decks do you all play today?
Okay. I play Blue Eyes Buster Dragon.
Today I played Chain Burn deck.
And I played Unchained Labyrinth.
So have any of you all took part in a 3v3 event before?
This is all of our first time
First
taking part
time,
in a
first
3v3.
time.
Yeah, correct.
So when you all saw the rules, was there anything that was very confusing for you guys, or was it very interesting of a concept?
As for me, right, I find that it's quite interesting, how the band list is shared, the card list is shared among the 3 players. So we will need to strategize who to take what hand traps, and who to use what lah. So yeah, correct. Yeah.
So for the 3 decks that you guys chose, were there any problems or any considerations you guys had when building your decks because of the shared ban list rule?
So okay, so I play Labyrinth, right? He play Chain Burn. he wanted to play Dino Mafia. So like, but the thing is, some of the traps, right, all three decks need to use. Yeah, that's why it's quite tough. Like, so he was training Dino Mafia for the longest time. Then only the past 2-3 weeks, then he changed to Blue Eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, sacrifice for the team.
Also, he changed his deck to suit. You
Yeah.
think? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
One main point is because the rules on the life point. Because after the time, right, you will like compare the life point. For my Dynamorphia deck, I will reduce my life into like 65 or 16 like that. So there's one time end turn with like 50 life point only. So I lose on the time call. Yeah.
were there any interesting decks that you guys faced off against?
For my side, my first game was Malice. Then second game was Cyber Dragon Finsweep. Yeah, the matchup is a bit to my favor in terms of the playing around the life points. Yeah, because I can, if my opponent plays reducing their life point or what, it will be happier for me lah. But yeah, I didn't get the victories right. So then my third game was against Tenpai, which is a meta deck currently. Yeah, and it's very hard to catch up with Tenpai. Lost both. Yeah.
Actually, because we're still new, so we don't know which of the choke point or the ruling or that. So it's like we don't know when to call the judge, or like there's an instant. Okay, my opponent use the imperm like that. They using the designator, but end up because of the share list between 3 players, he don't have the imperm on the target or that. Yeah, so we really like not sure on this, whether need to call judge or what. For next time, because it's the first time, it's good to get the experience. Yeah.
Oh, so like first game I played against Tenpai. Yeah. So like I was quite stunned lah. Like he summoned a kaiju. Then like, hey, kaiju, nani? But like in the end I activated dimensional barrier. Then like gone already lah for him. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. No. Sorry to the Tenpai player.
Emotional damage.
Okay.
It's okay, you have the viewers on your side, I swear. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, then my second game I played against this Dino deck. Wow, super strong. Pom, die. Yeah, correct.
So going forward, are you all looking forward to having like more of this kind of team event with shared ban lists?
Actually, I think it's quite fun, you know. Like, because already shared ban list, right? You won't see like Raiju back to back. You get to see like deck like Cyber Dragon. Okay, still Runic lah. Then like correct. Then get to see Cyber Dragon, get to see Common Riders, all this, like quite cool. Yeah, at least to me. Yeah.
Thank you for agreeing to take this interview for us. What's your team name?
Our team names are Team Colonizers.
Team Colonizers. Is there a particular reason for this?
We have an inside joke where we have a guy who's American. He's Asian, but then we treat him as a white guy, and it's kind of like a reverse stereotype. Like all Asians look the same, but then in this case we treat him as white, so all whites are the same. So that's why he's a colonizer.
So who's the white?
He's not here right now. He's already gone back to America.
Oh,
he's
okay.
our friend. He's our friend.
Okay, he's gone back to Africa.
America.
Okay. So, have any of you all taken part in like this kind of team events before, the 3v3 kind?
Me. I have. Back in 2011. But like shortly after that, I kind of quit the game. So that's why I'm actually quite happy that they brought this format back.
I see. So for you, it's been a long hiatus since the last 3v3.
In a way, yeah.
So, is there anything in particular you are looking forward to in this event?
Honestly, personally, I feel that like for this event, right, it's very interesting that the ban lists are shared, right? Like for the international events, the ban lists are usually not shared. Each individual gets their own ban list. However, right now in Singapore, the ban list is shared, so it creates an environment where things can get a little bit spicy. So that's what got us interested in coming back to the game, because we are both returning players. Yeah.
So in this sense, you all also won't run into the situation where you are facing off against like 3 meta decks at the same time, right?
Yes, exactly.
So if it's okay to share, can you tell us what decks you are playing today?
For me, I'm playing Trap Tricks.
Why do you hate people?
Nothing in particular. I just maybe enjoy the design.
Okay, so I play Runic because generally I can't really. Hey, stop the Runic hate. Stop. Hashtag stop Runic
Why
hate.
did we ask to interview this team?
Okay, yeah, so I play Runic because I'm a returning player, right? And I am unable to comprehend how combos work. So all I do is stop it. And I think that my teammate here also shares the same sentiments, right? We can't create combos, so we just stop combos. And that's how we do. This is how old men play.
So you're a returning player and you're playing Runic. So
Yes.
your objective is to make sure other people leave the game and never come back. Is that correct?
How did you find that out? Oh my god. That's exactly right.
Am I allowed to swear on camera?
Come.
I swear to God, if you're a back row deck also.
No, I'm a combo player. Like my deck is a full-on combo deck, but I play a 60 card pile deck. So it's just a deck full of randomness. Like there's a total of like, if off the top of my head, it's like 8 to 9 engines in there. So I like decks like this that are very fluid, but they still lead to a bunch of negates and stuff like that. So that's what I really enjoy. It's almost as though like people don't know what to expect when they play against my deck. Even though like you know what I'm playing, you don't know what exactly I'm going to do.
What is coming?
Yeah,
You don't know when you're coming, right? Yeah. That's right, man.
So yeah, it's not a back row deck. So yeah.
So then, for the other two, keep in mind this is what a proper player looks like. Anyway, so what were some of the considerations that you guys had to like keep in mind when building your decks?
I think for us, what we really took into consideration was our team synergy in that sense. Like we prioritized certain staples going to certain decks, and what we found that we originally thought, like say player A was going to take like a deck A, for example, like Runic. We thought it wouldn't clash with any other decks, but after we really went down into it, we realized that there was still quite a fair bit of clash. So we ended up choosing some form of priority and thinking like, okay, so how are we able to then make up for the slack for the other decks that no longer have access to those staples? So like for example, my 60 power deck, I benefited a lot from this because I don't necessarily want to have all the hand traps that but in the individual setting, I kind of need to play those cards because I need to be able to be relevant. But that restriction is no longer applicable to me in this setting because I now have open deck slots to further fuel my engine. So that's where I really like this format. Whereas I think the challenge is more for UA because he then had to pick up the slack for as a third deck. So yeah, I really need to give him some credit on that because by that point, like there wasn't a lot left in the card pool, and he was very adaptable to that. So really appreciate like how flexible my teammates are.
Would there be any decks that you guys in particular are looking forward to like facing or not facing in this event?
I think personally, because of the way I've built my deck now, I'm pretty confident in actually taking on like the very popular decks like Ryzeo. I'm not too sure how it will exactly fare because I haven't exactly been matched up against one per se, but I've managed to put in other countermeasures that I am surprised I overlooked like long ago. Whereas for the other side, I'm not too sure per se.
I think that like one main point for our team, right, is that none of us are currently playing any meta decks, right? So I think it's the element of surprise that really shines in our group. And with regards to the shared ban list, right, it really promotes creativity. So like Terence just shared, right? It's very difficult. You only know the difficulty of deck building when three people really come down to it and discuss what strategies. So personally, we were looking forward to interesting decks, right? Not just meta decks, but for all our matches today so far, most of them have been meta mixed with a little bit of spice. Yeah, there will definitely be Ryzeo decks and there will definitely be Melis decks. So we were just hoping that there might be more creative decks, but we still have a couple more games, so we just hope that it will come up more interesting. Yeah.
I mean, personally, I've been fighting more against like the more diverse deck. Like I face off like Thunder Dragon today, Mikanko. So decks that normally wouldn't be really played nowadays. And then as for your question about what decks I do not want to see, personally right now, as a trap deck and as a control deck, I do not really want to see Tempai or Runic because it's very hard to. It's a bad matchup against them.
So why do you pair with a Runic?
Because I don't need to fight him.
See, yes.
Ah.
Because you don't want to see me, so it's like beside they cannot see that.
Yes.
Now we have a team that managed to finish in the top 8, so congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Could you introduce your team a bit?
So our team is Team Hostage. I'm Ryan, and this is Hui Chun, and that's Ray. Sorry.
Is there a reason why you name your team Team Hostage?
My friends say that I take too long to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Most of the time. So I just suggested why not just call yourself Team Hostage. Yeah, we are quite true to our word.
You take very long to play. Do you play Runic?
Maybe. No, I play Island. I don't.
Okay, so what decks do you all play today?
Okay, so for me, I played Labyrinth with some spicy tech.
Today I playing Exodia.
Yeah, for me, I play for the Malice deck with a Cyber GS.
So were there any like very interesting matchups that you all had today?
Interesting for me I think my first game was the most interesting. There's this player was playing a Cyber Dragon deck with Finn Smith. I know. Wow. And I don't want to talk about how I lost. For interesting plays, I think my last game, I summoned Tiamaton into a Malice player, and he couldn't combo after that. It's quite funny. He looked at the card and was like, "What's this? I've never seen this before." Yeah, it was funny.
我遇到最 funny 的 game 就是第一场我打 Trickstar，then 他 set 2 pass，then 到我开一个10加8000打过去就赢了，那个 game 只有2分钟。
For me, the pure deck is for the Endymion deck, is it? A lot of spell activation can put the counter. I need to remember again about what the effect of an Endymion and the counter is. Yeah, quite funny for this. Thank you.
To add on, right, his game was quite stressed. We both look at him and the Endymion game, right? We also both stressed. Wow. But he did good, he did good.
Thank you so much for participating today. If in the future, if there were to be any more of this kind of team-based events, will you all be interested in having more of this type of event?
Yeah, it's quite fun. It's quite fun.
You can find a teammate to carry you, it's very good.
For me, that event is quite interesting because it's about the deck builds construction. You need to think about a lot of the deck builds.
To add on to Rui's point, the deck was quite interesting. Like for example, I think our last game, the top 8, I fought a 54 card Infernoid deck. He told me 54. I was like, not 60, 54. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. So yeah, I think we all look forward to it.
We're proud to introduce the team that finished in second place. Congratulations, guys. Please do a quick introduction of your team.
Okay, so we are team Agara's Army's Reinforcement. So we are Agara regulars. We play a lot at Agara. So I'm Loyu. I played Melee 60 POW. CL, he played Silent Force Rizio, and then Aston, who played Tempai.
So when it comes to this like team build, right, was there any special considerations that went into like making your 3 decks?
I guess if you talk about our overall strategy, it'll probably be separating board breakers, separating hand traps, and lastly separating more defensive hand traps as a whole. So that will be our rough 3 approach, how we divided the 3 decks. So that's probably what helped the different decks shine a bit better. And additionally, all the decks have very different coverage. One I would say would be more combo based. One would be a bit more mid-range, and the latter one would be full all the way attack. Yeah. So that's the rough idea behind our ratio. Of course, I think hard carry by the team.
So I think one more thing in consideration, we took all the meta decks and then we just look at the current exposure of the meta. So there's a lot of Rizio, there's going to be a lot of Silent Force, and probably a lot of stun. So when looking at Runic Stun, Malice is a very good matchup into it. That's why I played into Malice 60. For Tempai, has a very good matchup towards all the mid-range and all the control decks, having good bot clears. And also for Rizio, CL plays a special variant on Rizio Silent Force, which gives them a bigger going first bot, increasing a number of consistency and also the different top bots that they can build.
And for the matchups that you guys had today, would you say that there are any like interesting matchups or any like very memorable matchups for you?
Maybe I can start first. Yeah, so back in YOT, I told myself I'm gonna win Ryzeo, but I didn't see a single Ryzeo. So today, out of my 8 matches, I played 7 Ryzeos back to back. So I'm proud to say that I won all 7 of my matches, but I don't want to see another Ryzeo deck again.
I mean, I think if I speak for my matchups, I mostly face quite a lot of Silent Force, which at least we have a lot of prior since it's one of the few meta decks within our contention. So generally, a bit more favorable against those decks that I face. Yeah, high win rate against them. And for that, you want to say any prep?
So for me, it's like an interesting match is like for the semi-final. Once when the game is going, so the game 3, so opponent open a big wave. Then I think I lose already, but heat wave lah. Okay, heat wave. Then actually opponent have no starter so that's it lah.
So for this event, would you say like it was a very enjoyable experience for you all? Would you all be looking forward to seeing more of such events in the future?
I think such events are interesting to Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. All of us, I think that it's more fun. Yeah. It's really a game of friendship. All 3 of us, we meet up to discuss decks, ideas, share hand traps, and yeah.
Would you say the shared ban list rule like enhanced the experience for you?
Today I only saw 2 maxis. How about you?
I saw 2 as well. Around that.
I only draw 1 time for the maxi.
Do people maxi you?
No.
Yeah, so I think shared ban list, good thing is lesser hand traps. I was spread across 3 people. I think it's healthier as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. This is your second place team. Please give them a warm round of applause from the other side of the screen. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking your time.
Thank you.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed that video. If you liked it, please be sure to like and subscribe. Or if you have an idea of what you want to see in the future for future videos, please be sure to drop a comment. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.